Good day to everyone. Now, in our earlier video, that is the fourth video, we had seen that how exactly the IREC testing is performed and what are the resources that are exchanged between the two telco operators in order to perform the IREC testing. Now, continuing that, we will see a little bit more on the IREC testing side. So the basic testing template that is considered to in order to establish the roaming between two telecom operators is the IR24 document. This is the first basic document which is considered. Now what are the different call types that are tested in this one? Now if we consider MOC, that is the mobile originated call, the first test will be your roamer to roamer call. Okay, roamer to roamer call. Now, roamer to roamer call means both the individuals or subscribers they are roaming in the same country, and one is making the call to another one. Okay, that is your roamer to roamer call. Why this call is important? Because whenever the roaming is established or whenever the signals are established between the two telecom operator, it is not necessary, it is not like okay only in a day only one subscriber will go and then the other subscriber will go once he comes back. It is not like that. Once the room channel is opened, once the network is commercially opened, then there are many subscribers who visit the different locations in their day-to-day life. Okay, so in such cases, always there is a possibility that one roamer is calling to another roamer. Okay, so that is the situation that is tested. Then we had seen that the back home call is there. Okay, now back home call will be tested. Then the local call. Local call means what? The call within the roaming zone. And we had seen that he can make call to ROW, that is rest of world zone also, right? And as usual, the normal SMS MO, okay, SMS MO, and in some situation they will see the SMS empty also. But nowadays it is not means already test. It is not tested. Why? Because anyhow SMS empty is a terminating message. It's like just like an acknowledgement that is been tested. Okay. So these are the basic call scenarios that are tested for MOC, and for MTC it is only one call scenario, that whether you are able to get the MTC call, means whether you are getting an incoming call and you are disconnecting that call after a specific duration of conversation. Now in the entire this one, what we discussed is these are the call scenarios, right? Each scenario is having a test case ID in the Excel itself or in the IR24 document itself. Okay, now let's say it is like A.2.3.1, like that. Okay, and likewise each and every call type will have the test case ID, and each test case ID will have the details of start of call, end of the call, okay, end of the call, duration of the call, okay, duration of the call, and if we see that what was the voice quality, whether the voice quality was good or was there any problem. So like that, these are the basic parameters that will be listed out, and most importantly it will have the MSISDN numbers, MSISDN and IMSI numbers. Okay, now, because we need to know that from which SIM card the call is getting originated, right? So for that purpose, we need to have the MSISDN. And what is the associated IMSI? That is all that will all be mentioned in your Excel document itself. So whenever an engineer performs testing, so he makes sure that this all information is recorded in the test case template, and then that test case template, once it is completed, then he shares to the respective operator. Now let's say we have discussed that the subscriber from A is going to B area. We had seen an example like from India. Okay, one of the subscriber is moving to USA and they are trying to use the network. Okay, Now where the utilization of the resources is happening, here it is happening. So who is getting incurred cost? The telco operator B is getting incurred cost of his resources. So for that purpose, once the testing is done, this person, the engineer, will send the document to B. Once the B receives the document, which document? That is your IR24 document or test template. Sorry. So once he receives the document, then what will happen? He will search for the CDR in his mediation. He will search for the CDRs in his mediation, and from where mediation will get the CDRs? It will get the CDRs from switch. We will come to this concept. Okay. Now once this operator B identifies the CDR, he will generate the file. Okay, and that file is shared. The file will contain a number. A number is your originating number, B number is your receiving number. That is nothing but two different numbers to which the call is being originated or terminated, or where the from which number the SMS is being sent. So likewise, so it will have a number, B number, and whatever the duration of the call, voice quality, end of the call, start of the call, this all will be mentioned in the template, and based on that, this B operator will fetch with reference to your A number, B number, and he will check the parameters, and those CDRs will be converted into a file. Okay. Now this file is like a readable format. This file will be in a readable format. It's like a single threaded information. You can easily read that. Okay, what is your A number, B number, and all those parameters you can easily read. You can open with specific decoders, or you can open the file in the notepad itself. Okay, based on what formatting is being used. Okay, so this is about what we had seen in the earlier video. Now we will discuss little bit more regarding the same situation. Okay, now let us see this. Now the file is received. Okay, or the file is generated from mediation, or the collection of CDR happened. Collection of CDR is completed. Now from where the collection of CDR is completed? From mediation. Okay. Now we will see from where mediation is getting the CDRs. Okay. Now let's say you are roaming in a particular zone. Okay. It will have one MSC, right? It will have one MSC tower, you can say. So this is nothing but your switch. So whatever the usage that happens under the given area or given diameter of this switch, or whatever the coverage it can cover, based on that it will capture the information and it will write in the form of switch CDR. It will write in the form of switch CDR. Let me write it separately. Switch CDR. Okay, this switch CDR you cannot read. Okay, it's completely in a encoded format, and it is not easy to read the CDR. So once this CDR is received by the mediation, okay, by mediation system, there are some decoders that act on the switch CDR. Okay, why? Because your switches or your MSC will be it may be of Nokia MSC or Ericsson. Okay, Ericsson MSC, or let's say NSN, Huawei, ZTE, okay, and others. So each one will have their own format of writing the CDR in the switch. So mediation will have decoder specific to each of your MSC, and then it will apply that decoder based on the naming convention, because by looking at the CDR itself we will be able to identify the, okay, this is your NSN switch CDR. Okay, like that. So there will be a unique naming convention, and based on the unique naming convention, the mediation will apply that decoder, okay, to bifurcate the CDR. Now what will happen? Now this switch is not only collecting the information of your test SIM card. It has the entire usage that is happening within a given boundary. It may collect thousands and lakhs of subscribers data within this boundary, and those data will be, maybe some of them are using GPRS, some of them are using SMS, some of them are chatting, some of them are making roaming calls, some of them are downloading some content, WLAN calls, wireline, wireless, all office related, network related calls. All the usages will be tracked under this. Now, when the decoders are applied, there is a BLN. BLN means what? BLN is applied. BLN means business logic nodes. Okay, so these BLNs will be applied, and whatever the desired information is there, that desired information, you will be able to get it. Okay, now if you go on discussing, then this huge topic, it will take another 2 to 3 hours to just explain on this one. Okay, so just in a very high level, I am saying that there will be a BLNs. These are the business logic nodes. These are nothing but the logic that is written in the mediation system, how to identify what kind of CDR, and then what to do after the identification, which stream has to be applied, where the thread has to flow, or where that CDR has to flow. All those logic parameters, configuration related stuff, everything is written in the BLN. So once we get the CDRs, okay, or mediation identifies the CDRs, there is a concept of some usage type. Okay, usage types. Now what will happen with these usage types? Now what we have discussed, let us just try to focus a little bit very clear on this one, because this is very important. Let me take out usage types. Okay. Now there are, let's say we'll take one example, that is back home call, and the other is roamer to roamer call. Now see, when you are making a call back to your home, or when you are originating a call within the same location, the rate discussed is different, right? Now how that will be identified? See, now back home call means you are making a call to some identified number, or some number which is in your home destination. So that kind of the call has to be charged with some rate, and this kind of the call has to be charged with some rate. Okay, now how this charging will happen? In mediation the charging doesn't happen, in billing the charging happens. So in mediation it will tag a reference to billing system. That reference is called as usage type. Okay, now it will have an internal logic that will be written, that what kind of usage type has to be tagged. Now let's say the usage type for this is 1234. Okay, now the exact mapping of this 1234 will be in billing, let's say 5678. Okay, now there is a logic that is written behind this 1234, and there is a logic that is written behind this 1234. Now based on that, the mapping is done with respect to the usage type of your mediation versus usage type of billing. Okay, now once the CDR flows from your mediation to the billing system, it will see, okay, 1234 is the usage type. Now what is the respective mapping of that? 5678. Based on that, it will have some rate information and some logic that is written. Based on that logic, it will tag the rate to this particular call. Okay, the same happens here also. The same will happen for other call scenarios also. Okay, now ROW, rest of the world calls. So whatever the type of call is there, there are some specific usage types that are defined, and a unique mapping is made with respect to the usage type that are defined in the billing system, and the rate configuration happens. And once there is a successful validation of the CDR, when the rate is tagged, once all the correlated CDRs are collected, passed on to the billing tags the rate, then there is a file that is generated. And this file, as I mentioned, is called as tab file, and this will be given to operator A. Why? Because A to B. Now where testing happened? Here testing happened. So who has the record? This person has the record, or this telco operator has the records. So he did all the process of what we had discussed, okay, and he generated the file. After generating the file, what he has to do? He has to collect money, right? Now from where he will collect money? He will transfer that file to this person. That is the record. The transfer of file, or the file, is nothing but the usage record, and he will validate that, and he will say, yeah, everything is fine. And then since I am telling that if he has to collect the money from this operator for the usage, then there is a commercial file that is generated, which is called as CD file. Now here, since we are talking only about testing, then the file that will be generated will start with TD, and I have already mentioned the file naming convention in my earlier videos. You please refer to that. That's the reason why I mentioned that please don't skip the videos. It is a sequence that is being followed. So if you are missing any one of the video in middle, then it will be difficult to correlate some of the terms or some of the logic what I am referring. Okay, so this TD file will be validated by this operator A, and he will see that all the information is correct, and then he will give one certificate called as tab CC. Okay, that is tab clearing certificate. Once this tab clearing certificate is issued, then both the operators, operator A and operator B, will again negotiate that when to open the call network commercially. Because now everything is tested from the network side, everything is tested from the mediation side, from the billing side also, whether the rate tagging is happening correctly or not, that is being tested. So all the functionalities which are involved from call originating, terminating to end to generating the file, okay, that is being completed. So since everything is seems to be okay, so these operators, they will discuss and they will decide a date on when to open the network commercially. When to open the network commercially? Commercially means now all the subscribers, once the network is open, whoever goes into that particular country and try to access the that particular network, they will be automatically latched onto that network, and they will be able to make the seamless calls. Okay, so that is how the entire process of IREC testing happens with respect to calls, validation of CDRs from the mediation to billing, and in billing the rate tagging happens, and once the rates are tagged, then the file is generated and that file is distributed to telco operator A validates the file. Once he sees that all the scenarios that are being negotiated or that has to be present as per IR24 are present, then he will issue one certificate called as tab CC certificate. Once that tab CC is issued, then there will be a commercial launch. Simple language, if you want to say, then there will be a commercial launch based on the negotiation or based on the agreed date between the two operators, and the network opens, and all subscribers of that particular network A to particular network B will be able to use the network seamlessly for making different kind of calls and using different type of services. Hope this is clear. Now with this, I am concluding the IREC testing part on the overall high level view, so that you get at least a clear picture on how exactly the IREC testing is performed and what are the steps that are involved in it, and how networks are commercially opened. Hope this is useful information. I request everyone, please do not skip the videos in between. Follow the sequence. You will get a fabulous knowledge on telecom, at least if not to the greater extent, but to most of the extent you will be able to get a good knowledge. So please subscribe to my channel to get the latest updates as and when I post the videos, so that it will be helpful. Thank you guys for listening my video very patiently. Thank you very much.